Alright, so this is a weapon similar to that was used in some of the shootings, supposedly. We don't really know for sure, but anyway, so one of the things to know about this weapon is it's a long-range weapon. This is not a short-range weapon, this is a long-range weapon. This weapon can reach out to, I don't know, 300-400 yards, let's say. So it's not something that was meant for contact distance fighting. So that being said, this weapon is, since it's meant for long range, it probably means that you will have the advantage if you get close. So that's one. The other thing to know about a gun is that the bullet comes out of here. So if this is not pointed at you, then it cannot hurt you. So we're going to try and not be in front of this. So we're either going to get out of the way or we're going to push it out of the way. So this works linearly. So if this thing is not pointing at you, then you're not in danger. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Okay. Now, how they operate. The bullets are in the magazine. So, if the magazine is out of the weapon, then they have a maximum possibility of one shell that is inside here in the chamber. No more. So, the ammo needs to be loaded into the magazine. So, which means if this is out of the gun, there's possibly zero bullets in here, or possibly one bullet in here. So that would be a very good time to attack them when this is out of the... Or if you're up close, there's a possibility of you taking it out, but we'll get to that later. So, that is something, because basically what happens is when they fire the gun, this thing goes back like this and loads another bullet into the gun. Alright, so how about a different weapon? To say a gun like this. So this is a handgun. It's a semi-automatic, just like that other one. The magazine is here. And this is a broken air gun. So the magazine. Oh, yeah, here we go. For that later. All right. So the bullets are in the magazine. The magazine goes into the gun. If the magazine is out of the gun, then you've got a maximum of one bullet in here, or possibly 0 bullets in here. The magazine goes into the gun. All the bullets are in there. Could hold about 15-ish. Would be standard capacity. So when they fire the gun, the slide goes back and it loads another bullet into the chamber, and boom, the gun goes off. Gun goes off, slide goes back, another bullet in the chamber, and it goes forward, loading another bullet out of the magazine. So, if the magazine is out of the gun, that's a good time to attack them, and they've got a maximum of 1. If the slide is locked back like this, that means he's totally out. There's no bullets in the gun. And it's probably time for him to take a magazine out and put another one in. So this means no bullets in the gun. And it doesn't matter how many bullets are in the magazine, because as long as he has another magazine, and he can go ahead and he can shoot until he's out of bullets. He can drop the magazine and put another one in and shoot within a matter of seconds. So it doesn't matter how many bullets are in the magazine. So this is a little bit closer range weapon. So you still want to be close, but you have to be even closer with this one, because they can, you know, this is a shorter range weapon, so you need to be even closer with this one. Now the slide goes back to load another round in the chamber. So if you can get your hand on the slide or behind the slide and stop the slide from going backwards, then that means another bullet. They'll pull the trigger, bang, and then it won't load the next cartridge into the chamber. So all you have to do is grab it, or either grab it or behind it, and it'll stop it. Now for as much as I hate to do it.
Oh, someone's getting shot.
Yeah. Is there anything in there? That's how you make sure. Yeah, okay. All right. So on a revolver, the bullets actually go into there, and as you pull the trigger, the cylinder turns around to go to the next bullet to fire. So if you can put your hand on it and stop the cylinder from going around, then you can stop the gun from firing. Also, a maximum revolver can handle is about 8 shots. After 8 shots, they would have to open the cylinder up and put the bullets in it. So that, again, would be a good time to attack them. Yeah, this is kind of... Oh, well, I'm going to say this anyway. So anyway, our chief targets to stop this bad guy are going to be the eyes and the arm, hands, because you operate weapons with the hands, and then of course you have to see to be able to shoot somebody. So those are going to be the targets, and then also separating the man from the weapon. So I'm going to get the weapon out of his hands. Okay. Yeah. Now the other question is, if there was an active shooter, a person with a gun killing people in wherever you are, then you have to ask yourself what possible weapons you could have, hopefully thinking about this before it happens, that you could use against the active shooter. So a lot of buildings, schools, workplaces prohibit firearms in there. So if you want to not break the law, then you need to think about what weapons you could have to fight somebody with a gun. Because you need an equalizer. If they have a weapon, you need a weapon. So one weapon that you could have would be a cane. You could have this in the classroom, I believe, or a workplace, and you probably wouldn't get too much grief about it. Okay, so that's one thing that you could have. Another thing that you could probably have in most places would be a knife. It's up to you. And then those two are great ones. And then after that, just anything that you can use in your hand. So you could hit somebody with a can, you could hit somebody with a can of Coke, just whatever you have. You could throw objects, you could throw books at his face. So even though you don't have firearms in the classroom, which would be ideal, you know, a gun beats a gun every time. You know, to fight a gun, you need the gun effectively. So if you don't have that, then you have to have some kind of weapon to fight, and if not, then we're going to show you how to do it without any weapons, but that is not ideal. Okay, now the other thing involved in this is what the gun guys can refer to as cover and concealment. Cover is something like a brick wall that if you get behind it, a bullet cannot go through it. So if you can find a brick wall, that would be a great place to be, and especially around a corner. If he has to come around a corner, you could be behind a brick wall. And then when he comes, you're close and you're protected until he turns the corner, and then you could jump on him or something. Concealment means you're behind something like in a normal house. In some office buildings, you have, what do you call it? The sheetrock. Sheetrock. So a bullet's going to be able to go through most sheetrock. But if you're behind it, he can't see you, so that's concealment. So if he knows you're back there, he can shoot through it. And he can shoot through it and hit you by accident, but he can't see where you are, so it makes it harder for you to hit. So, and what somebody was just saying just a second ago was, you know, the guns are sort of long-range weapons, so you want to be close, but if you are far away from the gunman, you might not want to take a run at him from a long distance away, because he can shoot you before you get too close. So hopefully you would be able to hide around a corner and, you know, try and ambush him. When he comes around a corner, he doesn't see you, and then you can jump out, or wait till he goes to change a magazine or something like that. But otherwise, you know, do what you have to do. Maybe you can throw something at him and then run at him. And the other thing to remember is you can be shot. It doesn't mean that you're going to die. So go ahead. If you get shot, it's not the end. It's just the beginning. So keep fighting. We're gonna be working with the guns next, but first you need the footwork. So of course you can knock something out of the way with your hands, but using your feet would be the best way to get out of the path of a bullet, because the bullet is, they say, I'm standing on the X. The gun is pointed at the X. I'm the target. If I am the target, then what I need to do is get out of the way. so I can get out of the way. This is called a side step. So we're going to do a side step. So you're standing here, this foot turns out like this, and you push off with this foot, and you side step. It's going to be hard for you. So, side step. Right? Do it, do side step. I know you've never done it before. Alright, so we're here, the foot turns out, and I push off this foot, and it gets me off the edge.